Okay. All right, friends. Let's start. Just because, why not? Just come down to the floor. Oh, you're gonna see me baby a hip today. I think I got it out of socket yesterday and then popped it back in. It was super fun. It's a little sore. So find this first, just because it always feels good, especially before we do a couple down dogs and get into moving, that we open up the shoulders. So when we get into a little bit of breathing and kind of chilling for a few moments before we get started into actual yoga, today is winter solstice. So today is the shortest day of the year, longest night of the year. And it is kind of a symbol that we go into, cold, slow winters. So think about moving in your body in maybe a little bit slower of a way. Not that we don't already do that in the way I teach yoga. But also think about anything that's just hanging around in your life or just doesn't serve you anymore, that's still hanging around, bothering you, affecting you, something you need to let go that you need to let go, and we just haven't done it yet. We all have those things. So this is a good day and time to set intentions or to let go of those things that we actually want to let go of, finally, and actually letting it go. So roll the shoulders a couple times. Forward and back, see how it feels. And then bring it to our head and neck. So find a nice tall spine. We're just gonna go side to side. Maybe you wanna help it. And just find a breath, find a stretch. And then go chin to chest, same thing. Hand to the back of your skull, nice tall spine. You're pulling that chin to your chest. You're looking for the stretch in the upper back and shoulders. And then go up to the ceiling. And then go all the way, halfway, whatever feels best to you. And then you can be palms up, palms down, whatever feels the most comfortable to you this morning. It can be on your lap, at your sides. You can have them interlaced if you want. But just gently close down your eyes. And take a deep breath into your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. And just start off this morning with a few deep inhales, long exhales, in and out through your nose and then through your mouth. And just notice how deep of a breath you can take, where your breath is going, if it's staying in the chest, if it's going down into the belly. And just noticing what your body's telling you this morning. And then switch that focus and awareness to your body. And just start at the crown of your head, going to your toes, and just noticing how your body feels today. What feels good? What needs a little attention focused to it? What is your body kind of telling you as you scan from the crown all the way to your toes and back up again? Don't worry about your breathing, just worry about taking an inhale and then exhale however your breath naturally wants to be. And just scan up and down your body, noticing physically how it feels. And then bring that same kind of energy to all the thoughts, feelings, emotions, or things that you just woke up that you're feeling today. Sometimes we wake up and we're like, why am I thinking about that? Or why am I feeling this? And just allowing yourself to notice what's going on in there. Notice if you can already tell the things that you know we usually do, that you know you need to let go, move past, move forward. So allow this to be a little catalyst to point those things out to you. And then you can do the things and take the steps that you need to do in order to let those things go and allow yourself to really move forward. So I want you to find 5 slow inhales and exhales, breathing whichever way feels best to you. And once you've gotten 5 breaths, you're going to open your eyes. You're going to come off your block if you're on that. And I actually want to start in child's pose. So go wide if you can, or you can simply bring your knees together. It's just completely your choice. And I want you to just bring those arms forward. Maybe gently move those hips from side to side. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out. Give me 2 deep breaths. And then we're going to move it up to a tabletop. So we're looking for a little bit of cat-cow. Sarah's like, this is the best. I woke up and we're doing yoga. I had to today. It's summer solstice, or it's winter solstice today. And it's like, I love when I get to teach on the solstices. It's always such a great day to let things go, set intentions, dream for big things. Okay, I'm going to step my hands about a step forward. I'm going to curl my toes. I'm going to find that first down dog. I'm going to walk it out because it's probably nice and tight. And then I'm going to bend my knees. I'm going to look at my hands. I'm going to step, hop, jump, float. And I'm going to bring fingertips up to my shins. I'm going to lengthen up, halfway lift. Exhale, and I am going to fold and see where I'm at. So if I need to bend the leg, straighten the leg, alternate back and forth just to allow those hips to start opening up a little bit. And then bend both my knees, roll myself all the way up to standing, and then bring the arms all the way up high to the sky. You're going to see me get in different positions so you can just actually see me. Oh, look, you got your little kitty. Oh, kitty's doing yoga. And then we're going to exhale. We're going to fold it back down. So you're at the top of your mat. And then we're going to go fingertips to shins. Lengthen it up. Exhale, fold it down. Check in, see how that's starting to feel. And then plant your hands down, step back, hop back, jump back, high to low. You can always go to your knees, right? So bring it down. You're going to lower it all the way down. You're going to find an up dog, a cobra, a sphinx, whatever feels best to you. And then you're going to meet me in down dog. Now we're going to do that one more time, a little sun A. So you're gonna bend the knees, look at your hands, step, hop, jump, float. Fingertips to shins, lengthen up. Shoulders back, stretch should be down the hamstrings. Exhale and fold. Bend your knees, roll yourself all the way to standing. Get a nice big tall stretch. Go anywhere you need to. And then exhale and fold it back down again. Nice, you guys. Fingertips to shins, lengthen it up. Plant your hands down, step back, hop back, jump back, high to low. And just check in and see how you feel. Meet me in down dog. And then bring your knees down to your mat. Find a child's pose for a minute. And then come back up to tabletop. Knees are going to be just a little bit wider than your hips. And I'm going to bring that right or left hand to the outside of my mat. So I'm going to move my hips from side to side, see how that feels. And then I'm going to bring my right arm high to the sky. And then I'm going to thread it through. So back of arm, back of hand, back of arm, back of shoulder. Find that nice little stretch in your T-spine. And then bring in and out as many times as you need to. So that left arm can go high to the sky, that left arm can stay on the ground, or it can come behind you low back. Now, if you bring it behind you, palm up, just make sure that you're grounding into the right hand. You open up that shoulder and your gaze is going up towards the ceiling. Breathing the best you can. Bring the arm all the way back up. Bring it back up through tabletop. And then we're going to switch to the other side. If you want a cat-cow in the middle, you can. And then I'm going to bring my left arm to the outside of my mat. I'm going to move my hips from side to side, see how that feels. And then I'm going to bring this arm up, thread it through. Back of hand, back of arm, back of shoulder. You're looking for that nice little stretch. And then you decide where you want that right arm, if it comes behind you, if it stays on the floor, and one side may be different than the other. And bring it all the way back up. Cat-cow a couple times. And then before, this isn't going to be a fancy transition. I want you to actually just turn and switch or sit on your butt for a minute. And I want to do a little twist. So your foot can be either in the inside next to your knee or it can be across, okay? That really depends on hips. So what I want you to do is think about taking your left hand to the outside of your right knee, taking my right hand, fingertips behind me. So I'm going to think about lengthening up, fingertips behind me, and then gentle little twist. Okay, I'm going to come back and counter twist it with my elbow to the inside of my right knee, left fingertips behind me, and I'm going to use that knee as resistance to go the other way. And then I'm going to switch back and do the same thing, like say 3 times on each side we will do. Now twists are really good for cleansing, for getting your digestive system to get in gear and start working. Because if you think about it, our digestive system's all right here. So we're kind of doing this to it and doing little twists to it like you'd wring out we're gonna switch, like you'd wring out a towel, right? Same kind of thing with your digestive system. So same thing here. you're gonna see this hip come out a little wider for me because my hip is just a nice thing to me today. So same thing, I'm gonna take my right hand to the outside of my left knee. I'm gonna lengthen up, fingertips behind me, gentle little twist. And then switch. And then we're just gonna bring it back over to tabletop, all fancy like that. It's super fancy how we did that. And then I'm gonna find a down dog and just see how that feels. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring my right knee into my chest and then come into a plank position. And then I'm gonna lengthen that right leg high to the sky. So I might step my hands back. I'm gonna try to get my heel down. I might come up on my heel and then bring it down. I'm gonna bring my knee again back to my chest. And then this time I'm gonna press through my hands, lengthen and open up that right hip. Now, when you press through your palm of your hands and press back into that left heel, if you can get into it, you're gonna feel this in the inner, deep in the inner left thigh or left hamstring. And then you're gonna bring that right leg up and through to your hands. Right leg, left leg, whichever leg we got going on, right? Okay. So I want to be here. I want to train track my feet. I want to think about my hips further back from it's not directly underneath my knee, or my knee is not directly underneath my hip. Ooh, my words today. Now I'm going to drive down that left hip. I got my blocks, because this is where I want to think about, can I not do this and then hold tension somewhere else, right? I want to get deep into this stretch in the hip first and try to relax down the shoulders. Because it's easy to see this stuff on me when we hold even just a little bit of tension, right? If I'm like that, see how my shoulders are like that, but it's not too noticeable. Like you would be like, oh, she's fine. But if I say, Holly, really relax. Sometimes we don't even realize what we're holding. So just being like, okay, can I relax my shoulders down? How do I feel? And then once we kind of are like, ooh, that stretch is deep. Then I want you to hinge it back and lift the toes, leave the heel, find that stretch in the hamstring. Ooh, ooh. And then think about before you move, because if we're like, oh, that's so tight, if I'm holding my face like this, I shouldn't move into a position yet. I need to focus on slowing down, breathing, and finding that stretch. And then I can go wherever I want to go. Now this too is where when I come back and I'm off my heel right here, right? If I want to play around with how different stretches in my hip, and I'll do this with this leg because I know I can do this with this one today. I will grab my toe and I'll do this slowly, and I'll just take a deep breath, and on my exhale, I will open it to the outside real slow. Oh my goodness, hello. High stretch. Whoo. And then I'll bring it back whenever I need to. And then sometimes, depending, I don't get as deep as the stretch the other way, but I like to always try it. And then I might come back one more time. Make sure knees and toes are in the same direction. Then I'm going to bring it back forward again. And then I'm going to walk this foot to the outside edge of my mat. Okay. I'm going to have my deep stretch of my knee. So my hip is way back there. My elbows to the inside. I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to exhale. And if I don't get to the floor, it's totally fine. I want to not push out my right knee or my right foot. I'm going to inhale, bring it up. I'm going to exhale. And I might get to the floor, I might not, okay? And that's fine. I'm gonna then walk my foot to the inside edge. I'm gonna show this from the side. Oh, I don't have my other tiny block. And I will likely need a block for this one because I need this underneath my hip. So I'm gonna walk it in a little bit. I'm gonna open up that foot to the outside. I'm gonna have a block right here because if you've ever felt like you're losing it in the low back here, this block is going to be very helpful to you. And you might be here. So my goal is to try to open this hip up. So another thing that you usually see a lot in summer solstice or in winter solstice yoga is hip openers, slower yoga. So think about just allowing things, because slower pace, right? We want to be slower pace in the winter. Little moving slower, paying attention, being mindful, noticing what's going on in our body. Now on your next exhale, you're going to bring it back. I'm going to find that stretch again in my hamstring. And then what I'm going to do is just turn my back knee, right? You're going to, or you can turn yourself to the side, however you need to. And we're going to come to 45 degrees. So I'm going to bring my foot up to 45. I want to look down at my left knee. I want it wider than my hip. Okay. So back toe of the left, you can be up or down on the toes. It's completely up to you. I got my blocks just because it's helpful. Right now I can't feel anything. I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to send my left hip back towards my left heel. And I'm going to find that stretch in the inner thigh. Ooh. Now I have toes up. You can do this a couple of ways. When you come out of this pose, you can actually, when you come back into it, you can point your toe as you press back into it, and that's going to give you a little bit different of a stretch. And you can do it any which way you want to. And just think about keeping the ribs in. When you're ready, sending your hip back towards your heel, finding that stretch in the inner thigh. And then when you're ready, bringing that leg back. Coming back to a tabletop, hips circling that side, seeing how it feels, maybe hugging it in, maybe donkey kicking it. And just checking in with how that side is feeling. Take a child's pose for a minute. Check in, see how that one side feels from the other. Take a deep breath. Exhale out through your mouth. And then you're going to bring it back up again and find your down dog. So from here, we're going to bring left leg into our chest, lengthen that left leg high, okay? You're going to bring it in and then lengthen and open if that feels good. So when I open, I'm going to either step my hands back a little bit, press through my palms, look up underneath my right armpit, open up that left hip, bend the knee if I need to, or it can be straight. Just kind of depends on what feels best to you right now. Now you're going to bring that leg up and through to your chest, to your hands. And we are looking for this position right here. Whew. So I'm going to drive down that left hip. I want to find that nice little stretch where I'm not hugging shoulders up. I'm relaxing down. We're not going to worry about the arms too much right now. I want to open those hips. I want to find that stretch and isolate that stretch in the left hip. Think about, are my shoulders relaxed? Is my head and neck relaxed? Is my face relaxed? Where am I holding any tension, and do I need to be holding tension there? And then when you're ready, you're gonna hinge back that hip. You're gonna bring up those toes. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, that side's tight. So this is where we wanna decide and figure, what do we need to relax? Where do we need to breathe? And then you decide you bring it forward and bring it back. Now, when I bring it back this time, if I want, I can do a little opening up. Woo! Right side's intense. Just take it slow. Oh, Sarah found the stretch. She's like, oh my goodness. Yeah, I know. It's like, whoa. You just gotta be mindful about knees and toes. Make sure they're in the same direction. And then whenever you're ready, you're gonna walk that foot to the outside edge. You're gonna come up off of your knee, shimmy that toe back so you have a deep stretch. And then we're gonna go elbow to the inside. So deep breath in. Exhale out as we lower. Don't force it to the ground, just go where you can go. And then we do the same thing on this side where we walk it in. And then we open up. Ooh, and if you're like me right now, that's not gonna happen where I'm going to open it up. So what I'm gonna do, you guys can go totally into that. I'm gonna show you kind of just what I'm gonna do to modify. Have a good day, Ethan. Last day. You have school tomorrow. You have school Thursday. There is school Thursday. There's no school Friday. So for me right now, because if I open this way, every single muscle and tendon in my body is like, nope, nope, nope. So what I'm gonna do is open up this part, and I'm just gonna focus a little bit more on driving down a little bit more and not opening up that side hip. So just know that sometimes we just gotta find a stretch that works, and even if you don't look anything like the pose. Whew. Now, whenever you are ready, you're going to bring yourself back up. You're going to bring that leg back. And then you're going to come back and you're going to hip circle. Hug it in, donkey kick it, see how it feels. And then we're going to come up and find a down dog again. So find your down dog, see if you can get your feet down. Might be a little closer to the floor. Bring your knees down, find a child's pose again, check in. See how that feels. Connect back with yourself, with your body. And then you're gonna bring it back up through tabletop and then to down dog. So bend your knees, look at your hands, step, hop, jump, float. Fingertips to shins, lengthen it up. Exhale and fold. So maybe we're stepping on our hands. Maybe we're pulling our shoulders back and down. Maybe we're grabbing the back of our calves. Maybe we're still bending our knees, and that's okay. Bend your knees, roll yourself all the way up to standing. Nice big stretch. Go wherever you want to go. And then bring your hands down. Okay. Make sure you can see my feet, but still see me up here. Okay. We're gonna do a little standing before we get into balance. How do your hips feel? Decent-ish. We're gonna open them even more. Okay. You're gonna come wide like this because this is gonna be the easiest way to do this. So I am knees and toes in the same direction. My knees aren't turning in, okay? I'm on my whole foot and I'm wide. So I'm lined up with the short end of my mat. Now I'm gonna take my right foot and I'm gonna bring and turn my toe out, okay? So what I want you to do first is you're looking for a triangle, okay? And I'm gonna look down at my feet. I'm gonna go heel. I'm gonna be lined up heel to my arch, okay? Now from here, imagine a string is attached to the ceiling. So when you bend that front knee, you just drop straight down here and that string pulls you up. So you feel this inner thighs. Oh yes. So now if you notice that you're like this, right? Then what I want you to do is move your foot up there. So straight legs first, and then think about up as you come down. There you go. Should feel this deep in here. Woo, so don't worry about the arms yet. Just worry about the legs. Find your foundation here. See if you are heel to arch. Your booty shouldn't be poking out that way. So you want to think about nice and tall right here. When you feel ready, we're going to bring those arms up. Nice, strong warrior. Shoulders are back, okay? Hips are open. Now turn the palm of the front hand. Back hand's going to go hip or back leg, okay? Front leg's going to go straight. And I'm going to look at my right hand. And I'm finding a reverse warrior. Now I'm going to bring it all the way back. I'm going to stop and find my nice strong warrior. Notice how everything's nice and in line, stays in line. I don't push it forward. Now I'm going to bring my arm to my knee. Okay. Adjust my feet if I need to. This arm can come here. You could bring it here. You could have a block right here as well. Okay, whatever works best for you. Just remember, if you're here, we're not hanging out. We're thinking about being super engaged. You can bind if you are feeling so amazing that you are like, I can totally bind. And then I'm going to bring this arm back. I'm going to bring straight legs and then find a warrior two one more time. Gaze is up over your fingertips. Turn the palm one more time. Find a reverse warrior. Nice, bring it all the way back. You're going to turn your foot. Heel toe it for a minute because that back calf is probably like, ooh, hi, what's going on? And then just kind of move your hip a little bit, see how that feels, because we're going to do the other side. We're going to have such open hips today. I might have to go to chiro today. Ooh, okay. Same thing. So normally I would go straight in the other one, but it's kind of nice to give ourselves a little bit of hip break so we're not trying to hold that the entire time. All right, so now we're gonna do that same thing, same setup again. It just makes it so you don't have to transition and do tons of down dogs and be heavy on the shoulders, which I know Sarah is appreciating today. She's like, oh yes, I am. All right, so I'm gonna turn my right opposite foot. So if you didn't go with your left foot, then it doesn't matter, you're gonna do the other way. So what I'm gonna do first is right now, my hips are not necessarily open to here. So I need to lift my toes and slide them back, okay? So whatever I can get to find about heel to arch, my hips are open to the side. And then now you imagine that string as I come down to here. So we're looking to see if my hips are open to the side of my mat. If I'm way over my knee, you can have knees over toes, that's fine. You just want to think about just kind of where you're at. I'm trying to open the hips up, so I want to really get deep into the hips if I can. And we're just going to find a couple times here, because trust me, I know as you wake up in the morning, depending on how you slept, you're like, I can't go straight into one of these and just feel amazing. So find the stretch, bring the arms up, shoulders back and down. Find that nice deep stretch. The and turn the palm. Hand's gonna go hip or back leg. You're gonna straighten the front leg. You're gonna follow your left hand. You're gonna find that little reverse warrior. And bring it all the way back. Find a nice strong warrior two. And we bring it down for extended side. So if we come to the elbow to the arm, this stays engaged. We don't sink into it. We stay engaged. So I'm almost stacking myself completely up. Go wherever you need to be. Bind if you want. And then I'm going to bring myself back up. Find another warrior two. Turn the palm. Find one more reverse warrior. And then bring it back. You're going to turn the foot, heel toe it. Whew. And then hip circle whatever we need to hip circle there. Ooh. How does that feel, friends? Ooh. Okay. All right, because we still need to do a pigeon and we need to do Shavasana. Do we need to do a balance? Are you guys dead set on a balance? Or are you like, heck, we could totally go into pigeon and I'd be a happy person? Pigeon DF80's like, yeah, I could totally be a happy person. Okay. So then I challenge you to do some balance pose on your own at some point today. That could even just be, find this, right? Why do we need to find this? Because that's one of the most important things. So find your balance pose at some point in time today when you feel super balanced, okay? We are going to get ourselves into a pigeon pose. So I'm going to come right here. If you want to be on your back, you can. But I want you to find that nice little stretch. Oh, yes. So little things with this. Sometimes what I like to do is lengthen up first. Find a little length up through my crown. Ooh, point my toe back. And then I might walk it out from side to side and find a nice little stretch and just see how it feels. So when I walk it over here, I'm thinking about pushing my hip back and trying to find a little stretch, and then I'll bring it to here. Now, so many times people will sit up on their shoulders like this. Think about trying to really get off of the shoulders too. So sometimes I'll take a block. I'll put my block right here and I'll just try to totally get off of these shoulders, right? And do whatever I need to do to not have to try to hold myself up with my shoulders, because I want them to just relax and not have all the pressure and stress on them. And you can do it without a block too, it just depends how it feels for you. So deep breath in. Exhale out. And just take a moment to bring yourself back to where you were in the beginning of class. Check in with your breath. Notice if it's easier to take deeper inhales and exhales, if you have a little bit more control over your breathing. Maybe it's you're breathing into a different space. And then just check in with your body and notice, how does my body feel? Does it feel different? I'm doing a little check-in less than an hour ago. And on your next exhale, you're going to slowly rise yourself up. You can simply switch sides, or if you want, I'm just going to bring my foot in and just find a nice little stretch in and see how that feels. I'm not doing anything crazy, just trying to bring it in. You can always use a band with this too. And then you're just gonna switch sides. So whatever way you need to do that or wanna do that, you can come into a down dog and then switch it. You can always bring that left leg into a 3-legged dog and then bring it in, or just ease it in. Ooh, we'll see how this feels. You don't often see me kind of babying my hip like this. So if you do need to, just so I can give you another option. If you ever feel like this, a 90-90 is going to be your best position if you're not feeling a pigeon today. If you can feel, then get into that pigeon. Think about walking from side to side, seeing how that feels. This is just going to be a little bit, the option that I'm doing right here in 90-90 is going to be just a little bit easier on your hip than the pigeon pose. So same things apply here though. I want to relax off my shoulders and not worry about keeping weight on my shoulders and holding all that up. I want to focus on allowing that hip to open up, to breathe, to stretch. But I also don't want to overstretch it. Now as you start to settle into this side, think about same things. Take a couple deep breaths in. Notice how it's easier to take longer and slower inhales and exhales. And then bring your focus and intention to your physical body and how that feels and how that is different from less than an hour ago. And when you're ready, you're going to bring yourself back up. If you want to grab that back leg, you certainly can. I will tell you, if you're having any hip pain, it's not hip pain, it was more because my joint was out of socket, so it's everything like around it was kind of painful. This feels better than I thought it was going to be. So I'm glad I did not go into a pigeon on this, but this is a 90-90, and I'll tell you, doing that and coming forward made my hip feel a little bit better than a pigeon. So I'm gonna bring that puppy all the way around. And before we go into any Shavasana, we're gonna go into butterfly pose. So one of my faves is butterfly. If you're ever having a situation like me, this is a great learning day. Is you can always use a block like that to hold it up. So like this one it's like I have a broken wing today, guys. Here's my broken wing. Here's my non-broken wing. So finding what feels good. With this one, I love getting your heels as close as you can. That for you. I hold on to my feet. I lengthen myself up, and then I hinge my hip and I come forward. I don't have to come that far today. And I find a stretch. So same thing, you do with blocks. If your leg goes down further and you have one of those like half-size blocks, which I have over there, it also takes it just like a step down. Now in this pose, you can even close your eyes, take a moment to come back to our thoughts, our feelings, all those things. And just those things we don't want anymore, that we want to let go, that we don't need, that are hanging around, that we keep around, that we're like, I know I need to get rid of that. And this time we're finally going to work on doing that. And then you're going to bring it back up and extend your legs out. Maybe a nice little, and then you're gonna find Shavasana. So you can be on your back. You could even be laying on your belly too. So if this is a position that makes you feel very anxious, or if you're having a lot of anxiety or like butterflies and stuff like that, I have found that other ways when you are like not feeling so open, right? If you're like, I need to feel secure, right? Then these are two great ones. Child's pose is amazing, and or child's pose with a bolster. It's like your best friend. You can just hug it, right? Or you can even be in just simply with or without the bolster, in a full with yourself belly down. So, or these can also go underneath your legs. Any combination of that and whatever works best for you, because Shavasana, it's important for you to be able to relax, less about being if you're laying on your back or not. So take a deep breath in. Exhale out. And give yourself like 2 or 3 deep inhales and exhales, just settling into your space. Sometimes if I feel like I can't fully relax, I'll tighten every single muscle and then I will just completely let everything go. And I might do that 2 or 3 times, because what it allows me to do is I notice where everything's nice and tight, and then I just completely let everything loose and let it go. And I notice my body start to just relax in places that I was holding tension. So take a deep breath into your nose. Exhale out through your nose or your mouth. And allow yourself to settle into the earth, settle into your mat, and give yourself this time to just simply relax, release, seal in your practice. And set you off onto a journey into a new year. So as you breathe, as you relax, allow those things that are in you that don't serve you, that don't need to be there. Give yourself permission to let those things go today. Maybe you just shed them throughout the day. Maybe it's just a thought and they just simply are gone. But give yourself permission to let those things go, so you have the space within you to grow, to learn new things, to go on different journeys, to have and fill up with new experiences. Relax your toes, your ankles, your feet, your calves. Let your kneecaps come to a little more closer to the floor. Relax your thighs. Notice how much more open your hips are, your low back, your belly. Just how it's so easy to breathe into your belly. Feel the warmth and the comfort everything inside of you that you built with your breath to warm up your body from the inside out, allowing you to feel more open, more relaxed, more released. Shedding all of those things that don't need to be with you anymore, to make room for those things that need and want to grow. Soften your skin over your heart and allow yourself to be open to giving love, receiving love, and seeing all the love around you and all inside of you. Release your hands, relax your fingers. Allow your fingertips to naturally just curl towards the palms. Settle into your forearms, elbows, upper arms, and let your shoulders come down from your ears. Release your jaw. Relax your throat. Let your tongue rest naturally on the roof of your mouth. And let those lines we get in our forehead, let those lines relax. Let all the thoughts, the worries, the fears, the to-dos, all the things we start thinking about, let all of those things go. Even if it's just for a moment. And allow yourself to feel peace, relaxation. Allow yourself to just simply be. Deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Thank yourself for moving your body today, for connecting with your breath, for starting to shed some of those things from the year that you don't need to carry into next year. So today is the best day to set and write intentions for your year to come. So if maybe you're struggling with what to let go, write it down on a piece of paper. Then go outside for a hot minute with a lighter and then light it on fire and let it all go. Don't do it in the house. But just allow yourself to get in tune with what your needs are for this coming year. Be kind to yourself, be gentle to yourself, and listen to yourself. So take a deep breath in. Exhale out. And slowly start to wiggle your fingers and toes. You can turn to your right or your left side. Start to ease yourself back into the world. And then using the arm that you're not using as a pillow, you can use it to push yourself all the way back up. And bring our hands to heart center. I hope you feel amazing. I hope you have intentions and things in your mind that you know that you want to do, things you want to make space for, because this is the best time to manifest those things. So do not think small, think big. Keep being amazing, keep being wonderful. And as I end every class, the light and teacher in me honors the light and teacher in each and every one. Namaste. Have a beautiful winter solstice. I will see you guys tomorrow and Friday for a workout. So I hope you feel good and have an amazing, amazing day, even though it's the shortest day of the year. Have a great day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys. Hi, Sarah.